Hey guys, it's Dan, and welcome back to another video. Obviously, as you can see, we are playing a little bit of Call of Duty. Wanted to switch it up and do my story times. I know I mentioned that I'll be kind of doing story times on different games, and right now, this was kind of the game that I wanted to do it on. Also, really quick before we get into the story, you guys, I did create a Twitter and a Twitch. So if you guys wanted to go and give those a follow, you can definitely do that. I'm planning on doing a decent amount of streaming, and I want to be able to have you guys kind of give me some ideas on things that would interest you over on Twitter and on Twitch while I am doing those. So if that does interest you and you want to kind of connect a little bit better, go ahead and give those a follow. I would really love to see you. They will be linked down in the description down below. But yeah, this story, I don't know how exciting and crazy and wild it's really going to be, because it really isn't, but at the same time it is something that just happened to me, and I kind of wanted to just get it like off of my chest. And that was my car leaving me walking home from work the other day. So a little bit of context, my car is a 96 Olds, and it's a little two-door V6 car. It's nothing special. It does need a decent amount of work, and I just haven't yet gone and done that. I don't really want to spend the money on it, it sucks, but it's also a car I can't get rid of because it was me mom's and she is no longer around. So it is like the only thing I have left of her. So definitely don't want to get rid of that car, but it has seen better days. I will say though, that car has gotten me in and out of a lot of different places, had lots of good experiences and stuff with it, and it's created a lot of really good, just invaluable memories that I wouldn't replace for a second. But those times have kind of passed, and now the memories that it is giving me are ones that are more of a headache. So this actually happened to me on Monday, and I was just getting back to work after lunch, and we've been super short this week, so it's been kind of a stressful time. So we've had a lot of people leaving, a lot of people being sick, so we've just been extra shorthanded around work, and everyone's kind of like already stressed and having a hard time. I had gone to lunch and was coming back for the day so that I could just kind of get everything wrapped up. Got my car started. Everything seemed fine. The normal issues were there, but it wasn't anything that was like gonna keep me from going to work or throwing any red flags, being like, hey, you're gonna be walking home in about 20 minutes. But I got in the car, made it all the way to work, right? I made it there, and I pulled into the parking lot. I'm waiting for somebody to pull into their parking spot so I can get the one next to them, because, you know, trying to be nice, trying to be courteous, like, hey, go ahead, park. I've got a little bit of time before I need to be back in, because I always leave early so that in events like this, I have kind of the ability to plan and make things different. But yeah, I'm sitting there waiting, and the second that the person I was waiting for gets into their parking spot, I go to let off the brake of my car, and my car just dies. Nothing. It was almost like God himself just went and removed the engine from my car. It was wild. But yeah, the car is just dead in the parking lot, and the parking lot is angled, but it was angled in the complete opposite direction of what I needed it to be. So the car just stalls out, engine's essentially just ripped out of it, have no idea what's going on. Put the transmission in park so that hopefully it doesn't roll away. I try to set the parking brake. My parking brake is also a wire parking brake, but I try to get it set so that the car doesn't roll away, but it won't lock in. So I'm just hoping that park in my transmission, like everything mechanically is fine so that it doesn't roll away. And I get out, my first instinct is to check the oil, because I tried to turn the key, it went around, and then nothing. And it was weird because I didn't lose electrical power at first, because it tried. And so I get out, I check the oil's good, everything looks like it's good. So I hop back in to try and start it again. Maybe something just wasn't super happy. And I had just gotten fuel too, so I knew it wasn't like I was out of fuel. The fuel pump is new because that actually left me stranded 6 months ago because the fuel pump went out. But I knew it wasn't fuel related. And I was kind of at a loss. So I had to try and manhandle the car through the parking lot. And luckily, one of the people I work with, absolute sweetheart, she comes up, she's like, hey, are you okay? And I go, yeah, I need to try and get my car moved. So she tries to help me, and she's like, hey, I just can't do it. And I'm like, that's fine, I'll try and figure something out. So she goes in, she gets one of the bosses that is also into cars. He comes out, and he is completely stumped too. And we just had no idea why it died. We tried to jump it, was not really having it. It finally seemed like it was some sort of electrical issue, because we were able to get it to crank ever so slightly after trying to jump it for a while and letting it sit on there. We ended up giving up, pushing it into a spot. I had to go talk to my boss and be like, hey, my car just died in the parking lot, and I know that our CEO would not be very happy with this old shitbox just sitting in his parking lot for the next foreseeable future. Do you mind if I take the rest of the day off while it's not busy and try to figure out something to get this car home? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. Like, everything's starting to calm down for the day, so go ahead, do that, get your car home, and we'll see you tomorrow. So I end up walking home. It is like 95 degrees, and I'm in like dressier clothing because, of course, I work at a bank, so I have to wear like pants and like nicer clothes. And I am just getting fried. It was unbelievably hot, and there was no breeze, which for Wyoming is weird because Wyoming's supposed to be windy, but there was no breeze, no nothing. I was just getting cooked. I walk the mile and a half back to my house. First thing I do is strip down and change because I'm like, I want out of these clothes, as I had a hiccup right in the middle of that. I get home, I change, and I grab my jump pack, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll put this on there. I'll see if I can get it home. So I walk all the way back, get my jump pack on it, get the car started, and drive it back to the house. I can take the jump pack off, and the car just stays running. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Maybe my battery just died. And to get my battery out, I have to remove like half of my engine bay because it's stuck under the washer fluid reservoir. And there's so many things that are just kind of laid over it, which is really, really annoying. But I take an hour getting everything off. My battery terminals are tight, so this is where it starts getting weird. My battery terminals are tight. It did take a little bit of force to try and get them off. Like, they're snug down, they weren't moving exactly how you're supposed to have a battery. But I get the battery out. One of my other friends comes and picks me up. We go over to O'Reilly's. I'm like, hey, I need one of these. And the guy's like, how about I test it? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'm 90% sure that the battery is my issue. Probably just needs to be replaced. It's like 6-7 years old. And he tests it and he goes, nope, this battery's good. Cold cranking amps, everything's just dandy. So that kind of flustered me. So I'm like, okay, I guess it's something else. So we get back in the car, we drive all the way back across town to my place, and we go ahead, we hook the battery up. I'm like, let's give it a shot. Let's see. Maybe it's the alternator. We hook it all up and turn the key, fires right up. Not a problem. We shut it off, do it again. Not a problem. Shut it off, try it one third time. Not a problem in the slightest. And everything was running exactly how it was supposed to be. So we were completely stumped, have no idea. And I just end up putting it back together, and I haven't had any issues with it since. So I don't know if the main ground off the battery just ended up getting a little loose, and by me yanking on it trying to get the battery out, I just kind of put it back into place, or what happened, because both terminals on the battery were tight, the alternator was charging, everything's doing what it's supposed to be doing, but it just like Alt F4'd on me while I was trying to pull into a parking lot. It was one of the weirdest things I've ever experienced. I still have no clue what could have even really caused it, and I don't really want to mess with it, and because I don't want to end up having it break on me again and me have no clue how to resolve it this time. But yeah, it was very strange. My luck is the worst on the planet, I swear, but luckily we got it back, finished out the rest of the week, no problems. But yeah, I'm not sure if you guys have any input on what you think it may have been. Let me know down in the comment section down below. But yeah, that was a very rude start to my week, having to walk home in the middle of the day because my car died. But I guess such is life. But yeah, you guys, I kind of wanted to just hop on here. I'm still playing with everything. I don't really know how the microphone sounds, what you guys kind of think of it, and what I can do to make it better. I am glad that I finally got rid of the like background noise that was super obnoxious, But yeah, let me know down in the comment section down below what you thought of this video, how you kind of like everything. I want to do more videos like this on Fridays that are just going to be kind of story times. They will get more interesting, I promise. I'm just kind of doing some practicing and stuff now because I don't want to share all the good stories while everything's getting figured out, you know? But yeah, if you guys would, please give me a follow over on Twitter and or Twitch. I'd love to see you guys there when I start doing some streaming. But with that all being said, you guys, my name is Dan, and I will catch you all in the next video. See ya.